So my group was a surrealist group, and we are evaluating the Bauhaus group. To describe their performance, at first Chris was driving a car and they used a hula hoop as their prop. So the hula hoop was used as a steering wheel. So he was driving, and then Victoria came up and arrested him. Their whole performance was over police brutality. So she arrested him, and then Victoria Kinley and then Olive walked around Chris and said "We the people" over and over again. And then they all four sat in a semicircle and put their hands on the hula hoop as if it was a table. And Victoria recited Kinley's poem, or one of the poem lines, about sitting at a table. And then they said equality of racial inequality and injustice. They talked about that. And then Victoria recited part of the preamble, and then they ended it by all kneeling, or all standing up. My interpretation of this performance, since it was clearly about police brutality, that was very clear. So that was kind of the lens that I was looking at through the whole performance. And they made comments and lines about police brutality. Also, the fact that Chris was black and he was the one being arrested kind of indicated all of that. And that's kind of, I would say, I interpreted it as showing the struggles that the black community has gone through and what they're going through now. I thought it was cool that they incorporated the hula hoop into it as kind of a abstract shape, because I know that Bauhaus did a lot of abstract performances with just weird shapes and stuff, and so that was cool that they incorporated a circular thing, like when she was spinning around in the hula hoop. That was kind of like Bauhaus-y, I guess. And the avant-garde movement challenged the traditions, like traditional art, and so you could definitely see how their performance had challenged the traditional art. Nothing about it was very traditional. It was very much modern, and just, you come up with your own interpretation about it. I thought that the group incorporated the theme of justice very well. I think that showing the police brutality was definitely in the realm of injustice and justice in general. So I thought that was very clear, and everyone knew what it was about. It was very clear the meaning of it. Some things were fuzzy in the performance, such as the prop. I know that it was used as a steering wheel and a table, but I wasn't sure what the third use of it was. I guess as a car. I'm not really sure. The next thing that was a little confusing was I could not find what they did in reverse or what they did for their distortion thing. So I'm not sure. Distortion of scale. I couldn't figure out what they did for those two things. Overall, I thought that they did a really good job, and I think the group should get about a 90 because I wasn't sure about some of the requirements, and also they didn't seem to have it fully memorized, but other than that, I think that they did good. For my group members' evaluation, first person I would talk about is Michaela Duggar. She contributed the most out of everybody in the group. She has very good communication skills and communicated with us due dates and meeting times and all that. And she also came with our mandatory meeting worksheets pretty much done. And so she probably contributed to most of it. She came prepared and never missed a meeting. So yes, I would give her 100. She definitely did everything she could to help. And yes. Now there's Sarah. Sarah could work on her communication skills. There was many times that she didn't communicate with us if she could come or not, and then she wouldn't show up, and so I think definitely work on that. She probably contributed the least out of everyone, but she did help. She showed up sometimes. She also did what we asked her to do. If we needed help, she would do it. She missed like half of the meetings. She had a good attitude the whole time. She was never in a bad mood. She was always just asking questions and helping out, and she was very helpful. I would give her like an 85, something like that. Carson was the third group member, and he has decent communication skills. He showed up to most of the meetings. He only missed a few. He came somewhat prepared. He had a good attitude, and he contributed to what we needed. He always asked if he could do anything, and we gave him jobs, and he did them. I would give him a 90 out of everyone. And then my self-evaluation, I thought I did well at communicating. I was at every single meeting. I was prepared. I did what Michaela or other people asked me to do. Me and Michaela probably contributed the most out of everyone. I helped write the group report. We each did our own section of the group report. I wrote the script with Michaela with ideas from Carson and Sarah, but her and I pretty much laid it out and wrote everything out. And I think we probably had the most ideas out of everyone. I always came with a good attitude, and I thought all of our group members worked well together. We never had any conflict or anything like that, and we got things done beforehand and turned them in, and it was good. This project requires everyone to participate, so I learned to hear ideas and appreciate them, and to not shut people down with their ideas, because this is a group project and not just one that I don't think one person could just take over and do the whole thing. I think everyone has to contribute, especially because you don't want someone doing something they're not comfortable with. So I learned to take everyone's ideas and to listen to them and discern what we could do with those ideas. I also learned that art can be subjective. It's definitely not something that everyone has to see the same way, and it challenged me to be more creative and fun, and art can be enjoyed, and it literally can be anything. Art can be anything, as long as, I guess, it has a meaning, or maybe it doesn't even have a meaning. I don't know. Art can be anything, which I learned from this class. I loved my group. I thought we meshed well together. At the end of it, the last day of class, we had so much fun just talking and getting to know each other, and I definitely got to know these people throughout this group report, and I'm very appreciative of that. So thank you for this class, and I really appreciated learning from everyone, and it was fun. Thank you.